Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Equality and Rights for All. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but I've had some medical issues going on. But I'm back now, and we have a great topic for today's show, in which it is uh, Biden has sent 1,500 troops to the southern border because we all know that within actually 2 more days, uh, Title 42 is going bye bye. So, uh, so Biden sent 1,500 troops to the southern border to help our border patrol agents and stuff over there to help. We're trying to help with immigrants crossing over the border at the southern border. And here's the thing: 1,500 troops, yes, that's a lot, but that's putting a band-aid on a wound. That's not fixing the problem. That's not fixing the problem. Okay, Biden has to work with Congress to fix the problem. Because the problem is not just at the southern border. The problem also extends to the northern part of the border as well, because a lot of illegals are going to through Mexico and going all the way around to Canada to go through Canada to come into the United States uh, through Canada. So it's not fixing the problem. It's putting a band-aid on a wound. So, um, you know, Biden previously came up with a good idea before about having the certain program that also flies immigrants into the United States, and they go through a certain program and stuff. So that's seemed like a pretty good idea to go with, and you know, to me that should go for all around and stuff. But you know, coming like a couple, like 2 more days, there's going to be a major surge of illegal immigrants coming into the United States, and that's going to cause a problem for a lot of states and cities throughout the entire United States, and that includes a lot of the Democratic cities and states as well. So, you know, next year is election time. So, President Biden, if you're listening to this show, you don't want big problems hanging over your head when it's coming, you know, into election time next year. Seriously. Um, so now you're going to have Democratic cities and states that may turn against you, President Biden, if you don't get things together and fix all these major issues. You know, uh, major increase of immigrants coming into the United States, and that includes, fixing the border issues, fixing the inflation issues. Um, there's a lot of things. There's a debt ceiling limit issue. You don't need all these problems hanging over your head because it will affect you, sir, come next year. So, um, you know, with regard to the debt ceiling issue, the president has a right to install the 14th Amendment, you know, to avoid that and to hopefully avoid a government shutdown, you know. But you got other issues. major issues going on here of inflation, which hopefully that's going to be coming down soon. And I mean, the government uh, just did another increase to hopefully deal with the inflation, and um, the inflation part is expected to come down soon. So that's a good thing. But now you got other major problems. You got the immig- uh, major immigration problem. You know, uh, you got the student forgiveness problem. You got a lot of other problems you got to deal with. So you got to face head on. So hopefully, uh, we don't go into a default, because if this country goes into the to a default, I'm talking about the debt ceiling limit issue. If this country goes into default, that's not going to look good on you, President Biden, because that's going to fall on you. You got an election coming up next year, a, or re-election, I should say. So you don't want this hanging over your head. So, um, time to get the acts together. Time to get the acts together. You know, install Article 14 if you have to avoid the debt ceiling problem, to avoid a government shutdown. Um, you're also going to have to. Uh, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Uh, the Republicans are right that there is too much uh, stupid spending going on that's unnecessary. And Kevin McCarthy actually made a good point. He made a good point in which he made even an example in which he said, if you have a child, and you give your child like a credit card to go out and use, and that child ends up constantly spending uh, foolishly, and so on and so forth. You know, you gotta be the parent. You gotta be the adult and say, no, no more. Take the card away. Do something. You gotta put limitations on it. You know, and so that's a perfect example. You want to have proper spending and stuff like that. So he made a he made a good point, Kevin McCarthy. I gotta say, you know, and so you have to look into that as well. You gotta say, you know what, you made a good point. Even though we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, we could put our political parties aside, differences aside, and call things for what they are, and say, you know what, there is a lot of stupid spending, and we gotta, stop that. We gotta fix that. So, um, but I'm not saying that the stupid spending is what's listed in the Republicans' plan. No, but there are certain areas where it's uh, stupid spending that's unnecessary. So if we can cut the fat and cut the corners and look at, hey, listen, do we really need this and that? Only keep the really important things, of course, and um uh and just cut the fat, basically. That's unnecessary. So, but anyways, that's what needs to get done. Put politics aside, put the political parties aside, put all the differences aside, just act like professional adults. Seriously. Remember this tit for tat type of thing? And, honestly. So, but anyways, uh, and stop doing things at the last second. Stop saying, oh, well, we're just going to wait till the very last second to do things and stuff. Stop that nonsense. Stop it. And let's get things done already. You know, if you invoke the 14th Amendment, yeah, do that because obviously neither party is going to give up. Just be an adult and be professional. Invoke the 14th Amendment. That's it. End of story. Move on to the next problem. What's the next problem? Next problem is dealing with the uh, major increase in illegal immigrants coming into this country. That's the next biggest problem. Seriously. So work on it and stuff like that. And let's get things done. But anyways, I wanted to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys could check out all the items on there. And I also wanted to remind all my fans about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that is AIHNY.com. You guys could check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.